Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I finally got my hands on the Coty Airspun powder. This is the original and I am so excited to test it out. As you can see, it's a bit off pink. It's not like white. So I know people compare it to the Laura Mercier and I will do that in a later video, but not in this one. This one is all about the Coty and how well it does on my skin because I am of a chocolate complexion and usually the people who review these are very light to Caucasian to very light. So I want to see how well this performs on my skin. I have not opened it, so let us unpackage this together. It comes like this with this little powder puff on the inside and packaging completely sealed up. Look at the size of this. This is the Laura Mercier and it is 29 grams. If you are considering getting the Laura Mercier, you need to get your hands on this first. Basically, 1 ounce, 2.3 ounces, guys. If you are new to this powder thing, this is apparently a really good dupe for that, and it costs less than a quarter. Well, a hell of a lot less than a quarter of what that one does cost. So I would say go for this, at least in the beginning. It has enough product that you can play around with it and see if you actually do like it, if you do like this baking thing. Because if you're like me and you have dry skin, you just might find, which is why I don't bake, that baking sucks the life out of your under eyes. It's insane. I mean, baking is not for everyone. My foundation is a bit more of this satiny finish, as you can see. But I'm really curious to see if this powder can actually set my entire face without making it look a bit crazy, because it's obviously not my shade. But I am using very little, literally just the tiniest amount on the powder puff, and then I'm just going to go all over my face and see what that's like. So I've just brought you in closer so you can see the actual effect on my forehead. I'm going in with the littlest amount. I don't even know if you can see it on the powder puff, but when you are setting your face, you're supposed to use the tiniest amount of product. I've just added some so you can actually see that it is there. And I'm using their applicator so I can give them a fair chance. But yeah. Oh, can you see already? The color is very much showing up on my skin. So as you can see, my forehead is now officially a slightly different color from the rest of my face. So using this all over your face as a woman of color is not particularly advisable unless you are capable of taking even less products than I did, because anything less than what I did honestly just feels like I'm blotting my face. So I'm going to take my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Fawn, and I'm going to use this to highlight my under eyes. I'm going to bring it right above my jawline because I used very little contour cream here, because I wanted to also try a bit of reverse contouring with this powder just to see how well it achieves that. So yeah, I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, which I have used for foundation today, which is why it's dirty on that side. But I'm just going to tap this in. I have done a review on the LA Pro Girl to highlight and contour the face. So if you want to check that out, feel free to. I'll link it in the description box below and in the eye here, but obviously it's all on my channel, so subscribe to see more awesome videos. So this is also a lot more product than I usually use. I just want to have enough on my face for the baking, because like I said, if you have dry skin, baking does take all the moisture out of your under eye, at least for a while. So you're gonna need that help. That's why I caked on the concealer, because I needed that help, you know, that moisturizing extraness. So I'm just going to tap out more. Actually, what I'm going to do is close this. Does it not lock? It just spins to infinity. That's kind of annoying. Give it one big tap, one really big one, and look at that. Oh my gosh, nothing came out. I mean, very little came out. So maybe what I should be doing instead is tapping it onto the lid, which is what I've done. And then I'll just pick up the product from there, because it doesn't really seem to be coming up here, which is great. Obviously, I'm not complaining. So I'm just going to pick up a ton of product and bake.
It feels way too much emotion. I don't even know what's real. I just say fuck it, keep on going. And I get deeper, yeah, I feel I'm rolling. I can see you, yeah, I see you.
We're just gonna let it sit for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna take it off and we shall see what the final result is. But as you can see, this color is not white. It's actually very pink based, but it is flattering for my skin tone. So I think this could actually work out. I'm hopeful. So let's give it a few minutes and then I will be right back. So I've officially had this lovely bakage on my face for 20 minutes. So my face actually is starting to feel a bit tight. So it does show you that the moisture is being sucked out. I haven't actually explained how this baking process works because I plan on making a different video about that. But in a nutshell, what baking is that, you see, the concealer, right, is trapped in between a layer of your skin and now the layer of powder that you've put on top of it. So it's those two layers that are sort of heating it and cooking it inside there until it's like perfect, which is what the origin of baking is, at least according to Jaclyn Hill. If I am wrong, she is wrong. I am learning from her. So, you know, also watch her video because she really does explain it and she goes like hard. She goes in depth about it. But that's basically in a very big nutshell what it is. So now I am going to take a brush and just swipe this lovely Airspun away and see what we have underneath.
Take flight, intertwine. Don't you fall.
So now I'm just sort of tapping it into my skin as I try to dust it off. But as you can see here, as you can see here, I don't know if it's clear to you or not, but I do have a few pimples from like mosquitoes biting me and whatever, and it sort of looks like it's dried them out, which is worrying me because I don't want to get spots on my face. But do you see this? It clings to any dry patches you may have. So these little spots are really standing out in my opinion. It really does cling to any dry areas you have. So if you have pimples like I do, this may not be the best idea, because look at this, look at my chin. It's screaming that I have something here, and it wasn't doing that before. The foundation had hidden it pretty well. So don't bake in areas of flawed skin, basically. Can you see already? I've turned the lights down yet again just so you can see the actual effect on my face. But can you see? It does instantly make my face look dewy, and that's exactly the finish that I want. Even when I do bake, I do still want to look dewy. So this is a really great shortcut on how to do that. And yeah, so we're just gonna give it a few seconds to sit and to dry so that you don't see like beads of water on my face, and then we'll talk some more. Other than my nose, I actually think the rest of my face looks pretty good. This Coty it's really blended into my skin, and it has become like it's working with my skin tone. It's not working against my skin tone because I'm no longer ashy. I think obviously this has really helped, but I'm actually no longer ashy. And what I usually use when I'm going out, especially if I want my makeup to last all day, I use my Urban Decay setting spray. So I have the All Nighter setting spray. But this is really good if you're not going out and you don't necessarily need it to last all day. This is what you use. You just spray a little bit on your face. I mean, you can try water. I don't know how well that would work, but since we are just removing that powdery look from your face, like that overly dried look, then might work. I don't know. Even on my forehead where I just set it, like on the sides before I went into the baking area, it looks really good. So if you have really oily skin, you can just cake this. Well, not really cake it, but very lightly just set your face and then spray it down so that the color actually disappears and blends into your skin. But this is a really good powder. I would say, again, to remind you, 2.3 ounces, 1 ounce. Okay, big difference. So I would say 1000% get it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found it helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you did, if you like it, if you want to see more. Subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought, and I will see you in my next video.